Hi there, I'm Lisa from learnwithconfidence.com, and today we're going to be talking about those back to school jitters, those anxious feelings that your child is experiencing maybe as they consider how to go back to school, especially after the year we've had in 2020. It's completely normal for your child to feel a bit anxious. Any given year they would feel anxious after that long school holiday. So we're going to learn about 8 things that we can do as parents to help ease that kind of those feelings and adapt back into going back to school. So I'm just going to share my screen with you here. There we go. All right, so some practical ways that we can do that. The first one is to invite your child to talk to you about how they feel. So this is something you establish when your child is little, teeny tiny from the beginning. The first time that they cover their doll in bum cream or baby powder, the first time they pick a rose from your garden that you've been nurturing and keeping safe, or when they come home from preschool and they've watched something at school that's given them a bit of a fright or that they're afraid of. So this is something you need to establish when they're little. It makes it a lot easier when they're bigger. But how I would do this with an older child even is just to kind of when you're doing something else, so while you're watching TV during an ad break, or while you're cooking with them or baking, or I don't know, doing gardening or something, whatever you enjoy doing with your child, just kind of throw out the question and say, so how are you feeling about going back to school? And they might throw back an answer of fine, and that's the end of the conversation. And that's okay. Sometimes our kids don't know how to communicate when they are put on the spot, and that's all right. So just leave it there and let them know that they can talk to you about it anytime. And sometimes when we least expect it, that's when they talk to us about how they're really feeling, or it comes out in something else that they've said, that we need to make a few connections and be like, okay, they're actually feeling a bit unhappy about going back to school, or a little bit nervous about that point, or something else. So yeah, so that's the first one, to make sure that your child feels that they can come and talk to you about anything, especially about their feelings going back to school. All right, the second point is that this is a fresh start, a brand new year, fresh start. I know that as we go into a new year, even this year, 2020 here in South Africa, and many countries across the world, we've kind of gone in like hopeful and excited, and it's going to be a wonderful year compared to last year. And then schools got delayed going back and all sorts of things. So regardless of that, it is a fresh start. It is a new year. And you need to let your child come into that with that positive thinking. And whatever happened last year, whether they really did well and they surprised you in amazing ways, or if they failed hard and they really struggled, you've got to leave last year in the past and keep it in the rearview mirror as you look forward. Set some new goals with your child. Help them to set goals that are not just academic. So I have a great article and resource for you. It's a free template that you can use. I'll put it in the description below so that you can download it. And it's going to help you and your child set goals for this year. Not just academic goals, because I think kids always think goals mean like, I want 80% for maths or something like that. But there are a whole bunch of other goals we need to set for ourselves. Social goals and goals about our attitudes, physical goals, things like that. So you can have a look at that in the description below and see if you can use that resource with your child. But this is a fresh start. And I think allowing our children to feel like that allows them to feel like, wow, I can actually handle a new year. So it takes a little bit of the sting of anxiety away. Right. Our third point, is that we can prepare them for what to expect in the new school year. So a lot of things will stay the same. And they might be used to those things, but some things might be different. Maybe they're getting a new class teacher, or they're going to be in a new classroom, or so try and find out as much as you can as a mom. Try and find out from the school, from your teachers, what is the new year going to look like for your child when they arrive on the first day of school. What is the process going to be? You know, we had all these things in place in 2020 in terms of, you know, screening and taking temperatures. Are they still doing that? How are they doing it? Has it changed? When they go into the classroom, what can your child expect about what lessons they're going to get, or how they're going to do schooling, or where they'll be sitting, who's going to be in their class with them, is one of their friends going to be there or not? All of those kinds of things. Try and prepare them as much as you can for what to expect. And this is true for all of us. This is why we do antenatal classes, because when we look at something new that looks a little daunting to us, it's terrifying until we have some expectation of what it's going to be like. And that mountain in front of them doesn't look so huge when they kind of know a few of the steps along the way that they're going to have to take. So see what you can do to prepare them for what to expect going into a new year. Our fourth point is that we need to get them excited for the things that they love about school. So your child can tell you immediately. If you say, what do you absolutely love about school? They can tell you. It's probably going to include break and sport and something fun, like being with their friends. So, and that's fine. That's great. They're probably not going to say like they absolutely love maths. They can't wait to get in the maths classroom, or English or history or some other subject. And that's okay, because they have to have things that they absolutely love that relate to school and maybe don't even relate to school. So that they know that when they finish school today or tomorrow, they're going to go and play cricket. And that is like the best thing. They can get through the school day if they know they're going to play cricket at the end of the day. Or they can get through the school day if they know they're going to be sitting near their friend, or at least the friend is in the classroom with them. Or that at break they can talk about the things that they love the most, or play the games that they love the most. So when they feel a bit anxious, try and remind them about the things that they absolutely love, and the fact that they're going to have those things when they go back to school. Maybe during the holidays they haven't been able to see their friends, or they haven't been able to play their sport that they absolutely love. So get them excited about that. It will help with the anxiety. The fifth point we've got here is that you can involve them in the practical preparations. Now, I know it's a bit of a nerd. Maybe it's a teacher thing. I don't know. Growing up, I loved the whole back to school thing. Buying the new pencils and stationery, getting, the new book covers and covering the books and all that stuff. I love that. And if your child loves that, let them do it, especially if you hate the job. Try and let them do some of that. But if they don't love that, that's okay. There's other things that you can do to help them prepare. So things like choosing a new lunch bag or a new lunch box, or a new school bag if they need that. Help them to get involved a little bit. That kind of takes the sting out of going back to school a bit. And they know that they've got something that they've picked out, that they enjoy, that they love, that they've been part of preparing to go back to school. So those are some of the practical preparations you can do. All right, number 6 is to reestablish your back to school routine. So during school holidays, things kind of go out the window. Bedtimes, they go to bed really late, or they wake up really, really late. And they're going to need to come back into a routine of waking up early or going to bed early, so that they get enough rest and that they can actually get to school on time in the morning. So you need to ease them back into that. If they've been getting to bed at like 10 o'clock and their bedtime during school time is like 8:30, getting them to go straight to bed at 8:30 on the day before school starts, it's probably not going to happen. Wake up is even worse. If they've been getting up at 10 o'clock in the morning, you cannot expect them to get up at 5 on the first day of school. There's no way that they're going to function. So ease them back into it. A little bit earlier in the evenings, a little bit earlier at night. Get them back to that. And this relates also to things like lunchtime and snack time at school. At home, they've probably been able to go to the fridge and pantry and graze the whole day. Whenever they feel hungry, they can do that. And most schools don't allow kids to eat in class. So maybe you need to ease them back into that idea. Pack a lunchbox of food in the fridge that they can have for snack time and lunchtime during the day. Help them to ease back into, they're going to have to wait from breakfast time to like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock for when they need to have their first break. And they're not going to be able to eat before that. So help them to just get used to that idea, and to ease back into that part of their routine as well. Chores around the house. Maybe during school holidays, chores kind of are in the back burner, and that's fine. But as they get back into school, they're going to have to, polish their shoes and make sure their clothes are out and stuff. So try and ease them back into those as well. That's going to help them a lot. All right, number 7 is to prepare whatever you can the night before. So you want to take any stress out of that back to school day that you can. So when I say prepare, I mean everything you possibly can. Like the bare minimum gets left to the morning of going back to school. So make sure the clothes are washed and ironed and laid out, like literally socks, shoes, everything is there and ready to just be put on. Make sure lunches are packed. Okay, nobody wants soggy sandwiches, so if you need to do those the following day, that's fine. But pack what you can. Make sure that everything is ready and bags are packed, and you know, the bare minimum happens on the next day. And that leads us to point number 8, the next day, the day they go back to school. So we want to keep that morning as stress-free as possible, because it's likely that you, mommy, are feeling stressed out because your child's going back to school. Your child is feeling a little bit anxious. Have they got everything? Have they done everything? What's the new day going to be like? That's fine. So ease them back into that by making that morning as relaxed and as fun as possible. So I would suggest something fun like a nice breakfast. If you've done everything else the night before, then you have a little bit more time to do a nice breakfast. Maybe they're not feeling like big on eggs and bacon and toast, which is fine. Let them have some waffles, something fun, or a really nice smoothie that they can have that's full of nutrients, but is still yummy. And make that day fun. Another idea that you can do is to create a new family tradition or ritual of giving a little gift the day that they return to school. So think of something fun that you can do as a family that as they go back to school is not so stressful. All right, and here's my bonus one. And if you go to the blog post, you'll talk about the research behind this, but anxiety and excitement, the physiological stuff that's going on in your body, the racing heart, the sweaty palms, the butterflies in your tummy, those things are actually the same feelings, whether you call them anxiety or excitement. And if you go and look at the blog post and you see the research that I cited there, it was amazing for me. They did a study, and the findings for that study were those people that approached a situation from a point of being anxious, like they thought they were anxious about it, they performed a lot worse on that task than the people that were approaching that task from like, I'm actually feeling excited. And so that's something we can help our children with. We can reframe their anxiety as excitement. So they're not anxious for the first day. They're not afraid. They're just excited. Like there's so much to take in for the first day that they're actually excited. That's what that feeling is. Will the butterflies go away? No, those feelings will stay the same, but they can cope with them better if they feel that they're excitement rather than anxiety. All right, so those are our 8 points that you can do, 8 practical things that you can do. So I'm just checking my notes there on the side. 8 practical things that you can do as a mom to help ease that anxiety of going back to school. All right. So here they are. Let's quickly do a recap. First one, make sure that your child can feel free to talk to you about how they're feeling. Second one, remember it's a fresh start, a clean slate going into the new year. Third one, prepare them for what they can expect going back to school. And number 4, get them excited about the things that they absolutely love about school. Number 5 is let them help with some of those practical preparations. Number 6 is get back into your back to school routine slowly and easily. Number 7, remember to get anything you can ready the night before you go back to school. And number 8, that back to school day, make it as stress-free and even fun as possible. And then our last bonus one was to reframe their anxiety as excitement. And help them understand that those feelings are not fear, that they're actually excitement, so that they can cope a bit better. So going into 2021, we have no idea what to expect. 2020 shattered that for us, but that's okay. We're going to choose to go into this year with a positive attitude and with hope. And we're going to help our children to feel the same and to do the same. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to check out the blog to find out some more about this and about some more resources that are available to you. And I will see you in the next video.